Hannah.
Well, Hannah and I just want to thank everyone for coming. Specifically, we want to thank Lori and Jim and Liz and Greg and Connor and Ev for throwing this thing together. Obviously, it's been an incredibly long road. 3-4 weddings planned at this point, I think. 4. You know, they've gone through every hurdle you could possibly go through planning a wedding, and you know, we still came out with this great event. So we want to thank all of them. And I'm going to turn over to Hannah to say a few words about her sister.
Okay. Oh, God. Guys, I just want to give a warning. I'm trying my best. Thank you. I've got my support animal right here. So I'm Emily's younger sister, Hannah. Most you may know.
We look alike?
I think we don't really look alike.
We don't
but
look alike.
Oh my God, I think you're twins.
I think that was the joke. You're twins, yeah.
Oh, you're good, sir. Okay, I'm on a roll. So most of you may know, Emily is one of the most hardworking, dedicated, and passionate people there is, taking all of her roles and responsibilities in life very seriously, including being a big sister. I wouldn't be the person I am today if it weren't for her. She's taught me everything I know. That's coming. I remember she taught me how to think on my feet when she had us shove our beds in front of our bedroom door after sneakily putting Vaseline in our babysitter's hair.
Yeah. It was a nightmare to babysit.
She showed me how to be spontaneous by grabbing the microphone at a large family event, informing the crowd that I would be burping the alphabet.
She can.
However, I actually chickened out for that one and I ran away. So I may have missed the lesson there. She showed me how to be vulnerable by crawling into bed with me out of fear after seeing A Christmas Carol in the 8th grade.
Really scary
And
ghost.
still does to this day, actually, as she spent last Christmas Eve in bed with me. All jokes aside, Emily is truly an inspirational role model, and throughout my entire life, I've always looked up to you. I'm thankful to have you as an older sister. Love you.
So, tough to follow that up, but obviously I got kind of screwed in the gene pool here. Somehow Connor got tall fast and I got short slow. I think you might have been smoking when you were pregnant. Whatever. But I probably shouldn't complain this whole toast. So anyways, I think growing up, Connor did look up to me. You know, we played the same sports, we listened to the same music, we got into a lot of the same trouble. But as he got older, you know, something sort of special happened, and I really started looking up to my younger brother. Sort of his poise, his work ethic, his sense of humor. I looked up to all those things. And that's a different thing for an older brother to look up to your younger brother. He really inspired me to be a better version of myself. From playing Jurassic Park in our parents' bedroom to boogie boarding and thinking we were extreme athletes on Nantucket, to riding in the Red Rocket to wrestling practice, listening to Pearl Jam as John talked about in his remarks, visiting in UMass during your degenerate bartender years. That was a blast. A spring break trip to New Orleans that you took to visit me. I think we went to a concert every night and never went to bed before 4 in the morning. To recently fishing in our kayaks together. And late nights on Martha's Vineyard just staying up talking. I'm truly proud of the person my brother's become. And I think at this point I'll probably just turn it over to Hannah to say a few words about Connor and Emma at UMass together.
So when we divided this up, we decided I was going to reflect on their early years together as a couple. So I first learned of Connor as a freshman in college. So my sister called me one night, and as a freshman I was very far away from home in Rochester, in a new place, and I was grateful to have someone reach out and check in on me. However, this was not the case.
I checked in on you.
Okay, you checked on me once. So. Emily immediately started going on about this Connor kid she'd just gone on a date with, how excited she had been to go out on this date, and however, when she showed up to the movie theater, he had brought his best friend with him.
Brought his best friend with him.
Connor. So when
Few
I
of them,
went out
actually.
to actually visit from Rochester to Amherst a few months later, I was a little surprised to see this Connor fellow still in the picture. However,
Connor fella.
seeing as Emily's a no-nonsense type of person. But he was there. I got off my 8-hour train ride to see Emily with this tall, strange man. I, however, had no time to introduce myself or let Connor introduce himself to me, as I had just spent 8 hours in silence. I need to get everything, every little mundane thought out of my head, and I just probably
did.
vomited words for like 20 minutes, not even knowing who this kid is.
That is Hannah, right, Chris?
So after we finally met, Connor very kindly drove us to Emily's townhouse, and I was thrown immediately to work. It was his 21st birthday, and I had to put together his gift while she baked him some cupcakes. This was also the same night that Emily had me use her ID to get into the pub, and Connor snuck Emily through the back, and I think you made me my first Grateful Dead that night?
Ooh.
Sorry
can't-
about that.
Well, I'm not sure what it was, but that was a great night. Overall, great visit. So the first time I met Connor is a true testament to his calm, comforting nature, as years later, when they moved together in Somerville, I was supposed to meet Emily for a spin class in Harvard Square. After I left too late for the class and I couldn't find a parking spot to save my life, I decided to ditch it altogether and head over to their place. I walk in and Connor greeted me without any question or concern of why I wasn't at the class or where Emily was, instead offering me some dinner and something to drink. And I had left Emily alone to spin by herself.
It's one of those studios where it's really dark too, so I didn't know that she wasn't there. So I kept being like, she's here.
She's here.
In spirit.
With
we were
her weighted
drinking
bar,
wine
too.
as well.
So thank you for being a calm, comfort nature to this chaos.
So after UMass is really when I got to know Emily. I certainly visited them a few times out there, but I really got to know her after that. And granted, Emily and I disagree on a myriad of issues, I will say. A lot of spirited debate at the kitchen table here. Connor has a pretty significant eye roll when that starts going on, but that's okay. But a lot of the same things I talked about that I love about my brother, I also see in Emily. She's a person of incredible poise, compassion, and intelligence. And they really just complement each other in all the best ways, and I think there can be very little doubt that they really are perfect for each other. But I think there can be no greater example of that than when my brother suffered a stroke this year, or late last year. During that time, Emily never left his side. She slept in hospital rooms. She ate hospital food. She would not leave his side. I literally had to talk her into going home to take a shower. Never left his side.
She didn't go home to take
And she still didn't do it, but never left his side. Connor and Em, your love it's perfect, and it's totally something to look up to. So at this point, I'd ask everyone to raise your glass to Connor and Em.
Cheers.
Good job.